This On, Season 3, Episode 14, where we watch Documental, Season 1, Episode 2. I'm Chris Lorenz.
Robert Kitts.
I'm Harrison Hoffman.
This is James.
Hitoshi Matsumoto presents Documental.
All right, a couple things. Sorry about the audio quality for the last episode. We're still working it out. Hopefully you made it through. If you didn't, we're sorry.
There's some great Jay Cutler content in there behind all the random noises.
Yeah, I mean, that show last week. And shout outs to Eric, our listener, that recommended the show.
Our single listener. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
Woo! Does anyone have the show description up right now?
I do.
Okay, Harrison, give it to us.
Produced by Hitoshi Matsumoto, Documental pits 10 comedians against each other. The objective is to make each other laugh in a closed room. Each contestant brings a 1 million yen participation fee. The last person to stay in the room without laughing wins. The winner is awarded a 10 million yen prize and bragging rights as the funniest comedian.
All right. This show goes up and down, but I enjoyed it. I really did.
Yeah.
It took a while to kind of get going, but once it sort of gets into it, it definitely is an interesting watch.
I guess what the show is like very weird because it's a Japanese show, so it's like it doesn't really fit into our normal like reality show norms. Like I don't know if there's like a reality show that we've done that's been like this.
It's a whole different kind of
like
whatever.
it's its own thing.
I don't know what bucket like TV category I would throw this in, but it
like,
feels very
so
different.
As we've discussed in the past, like I think a reality show can blur the lines with documentary, and I think the big difference is a reality show they set up the like what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
They produce the events or like what's going on, whereas a documentary just follows the events, right? So that's why I think that this is definitely a reality show, but it is somewhat like a documentary where it's just like them filming this thing that's happening. They're not like, they don't have earpieces in, they're not like doing a whole lot.
I suppose that like the closest show that I could think that relates to this is like Big Brother, right? Like there's a bunch of people in a house. Let's see what happens. And I suppose you could argue with Big Brother that like they do events and like, you know, orchestrate certain like things to happen, but like all of the drama in the house is just them. And I think that's pretty similar to this where like they've orchestrated this event or like rule for like a thing to do, but then they just put all these people in a room and just effectively sees what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Solitary too. Where like it's like a competition between 10 people. It's just like this is a 6-hour competition and it's 4 episodes and it's like bing bang, whereas like American reality TV is just like kind of stretches it out more. It's like if you combined like some sort of competition show where they have 6 contestants every week with like Solitary where it's like a whole season long, it's just like a longer form single contestant kind of show.
Actually, it kind of reminds me of Impractical Pranksters.
Jokers.
You were so close, Max.
I know.
You got the hard word out of those two.
You really did.
So like those Jokers guys, yeah, we'd get
It reminds me of that Joker from the Batman movie.
So essentially the show starts out with all 10, I think there's 10 people in the room.
There's 10 comedians and then there's the host. So.
And the host. So like the first episode apparently goes over the rules a lot. So that's why I guess Eric recommended to watch this episode, which I think was a good idea. It starts out with like somebody gets a yellow card because they laughed. And 2 other people laughed with them, which was really funny because they were like kind of like not trying to laugh. And that's kind of the whole show is like trying to figure out if these people are laughing or and trying not to laugh. And there's just like a bunch of moments like that. There's not like anything significant that I can really like point out.
I mean, there was like different pranks and like things that people did, but yeah, that's effectively the whole show.
The like enjoyment of the show definitely comes out of like watching people try so hard not to laugh at something, just like contorting their faces in all these crazy ways to try to not laugh.
There's a lot of he's slipping, he's about to do it.
Oh yeah.
It's great that there's like this host guy that's watching all the tape footage of these people, and he's just laughing a ton, and like he's coming in as the judge, like as the ref, like a soccer ref, and he'll come in and be like, "Oh, do you get a yellow card, orange card, or red card?" Which is, it seems to be a 3 strikes and you're out system.
Can we clear this up?
Definitely
But
yes.
I'm not sure it's guaranteed to be a 3-point system.
It might be like if you just like start belly laughing real hard, you might go straight to orange or red.
I feel like it might come down to like if there's only 3 people left or something, they'll be like, well, you laughed a bunch there, you get a yellow card or something. Like right now, it's just so early in the competition to giving people like an immediate red card. It would be kind of tough. But I don't know.
Based on the episode, I'm saying it's a 3 strikes you're out thing, and they're just dressing it up with yellow, orange, red card
Yeah.
to make it kind of more.
It is
interesting.
funnier when he does the reveal.
It's
Well, that's
definitely
like, just like soccer. It's like that's a
Yeah.
great thing when the ref just like pulls out the card in someone's face. That's
for
great.
sure. Like it's worth it just for that moment.
Okay.
I like that it's ambiguous though, at least at this point.
It
I
is
mean, like,
ambiguous.
it seems that the contestants also don't really know what the scoring system is because they'd be like, oh, that's only a yellow card. He was laughing so much. Like the contestants were definitely saying stuff like that too. So
Yeah.
They also, I think, didn't know there was an orange card because, like,
Yeah.
it's usually just yellow and red cards. And when he whipped out the orange card,
When
I
he
was like,
whipped
"What?"
out, when he
Yeah.
whipped out the orange card, I started laughing because I thought like, "There's no orange card."
I mean, there's one thing that I think James didn't like, but I thought was really good was the like seeing the replay of these people laughing. I just love to see their face when they're just trying not to laugh and they just laugh and it's great.
But they did overdo it where, like, the host comes out and he's like, "Let's go look at the replay." And there's a few seconds of them walking over to the corner to watch
yeah.
the replay. Like, I don't know if you need it.
Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I didn't need to see that again.
Yeah,
But sometimes I did.
Like, it is kind of interesting that, like, one of a show we didn't mention that I was thinking about also is, like, there's a bit of a 24 element to this that they, like,
Oh,
they
yeah.
literally have a countdown clock in the corner that is the digital thing. And there's definitely things where it feels like they're just showing you, they're trying to make it feel like it's happening in real time. Although, like, it definitely counted down, like, over an hour and the show wasn't that long. So there's definitely some cuts somewhere, but
Yeah, I mean, it could be that just we're watching commercials. I don't know. Like the commercial skips we're not seeing.
could be. It could be.
But then there's like a bunch of time where they're just like have time off, I guess.
Before we get into the minutia, I have a question. What if we did our podcast like this show and no
Oh.
one's allowed to laugh? But then I don't know if we want to, like, kick people off the podcast. when
I
they
think-
laugh.
I think we could do like a very special podcast or something where like you get down to just like being the last podcaster. I don't want to do it right now.
I feel like a lot of this bit is visual.
In the minutia, we got to talk about all the prop comedy.
yeah. But
Oh, yeah.
not the comedy itself, but also in the fact that they're not laughing. Like a lot of what I enjoy is seeing the faces,
That's
not
true.
necessarily, finding out that they laughed. Because like a lot of it was just them smiling a lot. That is not going to go through audio very well. So we definitely going to need some sort of video podcast.
The one guy in the bow tie, all the faces he was making trying to, like,
Oh,
hold in his laugh.
he's
was
great.
Just amazing.
Yeah.
There is one more weird reference I want to make. Do you guys remember like this old like maybe pre-YouTube clip of like a Japanese show called Silent Library?
Oh yeah, I've definitely seen that, and it seems like it's kind of derivative off of that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like 3 people in like a public library and they keep trying to make each other laugh, but it's a public library, so somebody comes over and shushes them.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't remember where it goes from there, but I remember.
But yeah,
remember
it's sort
something
of
like this.
in that vein, but there's $8,000 on the line.
Sure.
80,000.
Well, your 8,000 are on the
Yeah,
line.
yeah. They didn't so, I mean, we're just getting the minutia now, Rob. Like, there's not really.
There's nothing else with the show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
the
that's it.
gap between base show description and minutia is like there's nothing in between.
The show is minutia.
The show is all. The show, nothing big happens in this show except for 2 people. I guess 2 people get kicked off.
2 people
Yeah.
got red cards. Yeah.
And I don't remember their names, as I never remember anyone's name. And this is doubly hard, so I can't tell you. About
It was
We have to just-
Jimmy got kicked off.
Jimmy and Bowtie Guy got kicked
Yeah.
off
This show definitely needs to do the "Are you the one?" Everyone needs a nickname thing.
for
Yeah.
sure.
It's only 4 episodes.
Yeah, so I don't have enough time to learn everyone's names. I need the
All right,
nicknames.
so Jimmy, the first person that gets kicked off, right?
Yeah.
So we don't see a lot of his intro. We see in this episode him in some weird like
Schoolgirl costume.
schoolgirl outfit, I guess.
Sailor Moon outfit.
And he's just pulling out this prop comedy out of no. He's like hardcore doing this like weird shtick,
I mean,
which is
yeah.
like good, not good, and you're just like, what is going on?
His shtick didn't make me laugh, but it made himself laugh, which was funny.
Yeah, I mean, I was really glad when he got kicked off because I think the show got much better.
Yeah, I agree.
He was basically like, hey, like I'm gonna try out all my new bits in here because the whole thing is that people aren't supposed to laugh. So when they don't laugh, it's not gonna look like I did a bad bit. So I can just try out all my bits.
And then he laughed at his own new bits.
Yeah.
because he didn't really know what the expectations were.
Like there's a really interesting dynamic in this show that they talk about a lot, and like whether you're going on offense or defense when you're in there, and like how like if you're like actively trying to make people laugh or you're sitting there kind of trying to keep it together. And like they talk about like when you go on offense, you tend to be more fragile because you like end up being
you're
more
in this-
expressive. You're in the scene, like you're putting yourself out there a little bit.
You're also in, I think, more of like laugh mode because you're trying to get everyone to laugh. You're thinking
Right.
about laughing.
Totally, and normally when you're a comedian, like maybe
A good part of why people laugh is because other people are laughing.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
like
yeah,
when
that's the
you're
whole thing.
Yeah. So when you're a comedian, you laughing definitely will help if that's like part of your comedy. Which it seems like for most of these people is prop comedy, or they're just using a lot of prop comedy in this thing, and I'm not sure.
I can clear this up a bit. Forms of comedy in Japan are obviously way different from American. Prop comedy is still in. Sort of a duo comedy where like one guy plays the straight man, one guy plays the idiot is still in.
Well,
What-
they kind of did that in that Japanese show we watched a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and also sort of like slapstick stuff, like sort of not violence, but you know what I mean.
Who is the Japanese Aziz?
like stand up and
Yeah, like who,
an
like
actor.
is like stand up a thing? Like
there,
I just genuinely don't know.
there is stand up. It's like sort of, but it's like considered like a Western thing. And so like
okay.
people, it's slowly coming into its own. But
So-
like
Got it.
the popular stuff you see on like sort of the late night shows is this sort of weird crazy stuff.
Okay.
So do you like? Is it clear that these people all sort of do these kind of prop things as part of their normal comedy routine, or do you think they
I
were
think
like, "This
it's-
is what's expected for this show"?
I think it's overblown for this show. I'd say like the bow tie guy, his level of props where he brought some sunglasses is sort of normal. The other guy with like all the crazy props is like not.
Do we need to go through every prop that different people had? There were
No.
Mexican wrestling masks.
I mean,
I
The
think we
masks
should
were
hit some of the
definitely
highlights.
Yeah,
So
we'll hit
people
the
get a feel
highlights.
for what the show was about. Like I wanted to go back to Jimmy and some of the things he did.
let's talk about Jimmy
Let's talk
Jimmy.
about Jimmy.
because I didn't like Jimmy, but I appreciate his.
The one thing I really like
Bravado.
his best bit that I think he did was he took some rolls, some like tiny rolls, and he put really spicy wasabi on them and just ate them, and then he just like had this weird face and then made himself laugh, and it was great.
Dude, so I didn't realize that was wasabi at the time. Like, what is this green paste he's putting on here?
Yeah, they
Makes a
didn't.
lot more sense now.
Afterwards, they said like he was putting this green paste on. I'm like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
And then at some point, they were like, oh yeah, he put spicy wasabi on that. And I'm like, oh no.
Dude, that was so much though.
Yeah,
that had
that's-
to be
that's why-
unbelievably high.
That's why I thought it was really funny. That's why I enjoyed that bit. His other bits, like he was like trying to toss the roll with some sort of lollipop.
He had lollipops.
like,
He also had like
lollipop in
the
his
little
hair.
lamb dolls, and he was like pretending to give them milk out of a bottle.
He had a whole thing with
It
these
wasn't-
9 cans. He was counting all these cans.
Max, can you explain the 9 cans?
I
thing to us?
cannot explain the 9 cans. He
Like-
just pulled out 9 cans and started counting them and started
Yeah.
going to some like
The-
TV commercial. It wasn't funny.
Yeah, like I thought he was just gonna start drinking all the cans.
The cans
and
were empty.
They were just kind of sitting there. Oh, they're
They're
empty.
empty cans.
They looked empty.
Oh,
They were definitely
I
looked
didn't
empty.
notice
Cracked,
that.
yeah, they were cracked, right?
Oh, okay.
And this is this is what I didn't like about this show, at least because in the beginning of the show, it's this weird dude counting cans, playing with dolls, just being just really weird and not funny.
Like,
no one was laughing.
5
Except
minutes
him.
in, we were all like, "Uh-oh," and
But
then it really saves itself.
And then it like started to pick up when some people started laughing, and then once he got kicked off, I think that it really started to
Yeah,
get better.
So the other thing that like started happening after this guy was like people were just hitting each other and slapping each other with baseball bats and things.
rubber
I
bands.
didn't get what the hell was going on with
The
that.
rubber band thing, that looked like, so someone takes a rubber
It's a
band and
giant
just like
rubber band.
giant rubber band and like shoots at someone. That looked like that would actually hurt. Pretty.
yeah.
Like it seems like that's just that guy's thing. Like
It
the
is.
only thing we've seen him do is like snap people with that gigantic rubber band.
That's such
And
a
try to
weird
cover
gimmick.
up and try to cover up his laugh with that rubber band.
Yeah.
It's so weird that like you're about to hit somebody with this thing, but like we don't get to see any like confirmation between the two people that he's okay with that.
Oh,
Like it's not like
yeah.
I'm just gonna hit Harrison in the back with this like rubber band or something, and without talking to him about it at all, Harrison would be pissed.
I don't even
That's
got-
not funny.
I don't
Well-
even think he got permission the first time. I think he just shot him in the back with a rubber band.
That's what
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying. Is like this has happened, and I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes they might, sometimes they might not.
But like, I mean, definitely on a lot of things, it seems like they're kind of intentionally teaming up for a bit to try to get some other people to laugh, kind of
That's
thing.
true.
There's like some of that stuff going on.
It seems like that's what's going on, but we don't get that part of the conversation.
Sure,
like
sure.
sometimes we're just staring at the host and not even like at all 10 people in this room while they're like setting up bits.
yeah.
So like,
But the thing about like when they team up, that seems to be when they laugh the most. But it's not the other people; it's one of the people in the team.
Oh yeah.
So like
Yeah.
the team up seemed like bad idea.
It's very aggressive. I mean it's like doing the double team. Sometimes it works great. Sometimes it burns you. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think there's a piece there which is like when you know what the joke is, like you find it funnier, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it's
kind
kind of
what-
getting caught up in that moment of it, right?
that's what Harrison was trying to bring up earlier. It's just like when you're on the offensive in this,
Yeah.
you're more vulnerable to laughing because you're trying to get other people to laugh. Whereas like when you're not trying to get other people to laugh, you're just thinking about not laughing. And you're like, I'm not gonna look at that. Like
you're just,
it's
like,
just like
stone-
easier to like not laugh at that point.
So there was one guy, Mr. Bowtie, who like was sort of on the defensive a lot. People were trying to get him out pretty aggressively, and he just like kind of kept like sort of turning and walking away, and people would like follow him. And I think that's not a winning strategy. I think you gotta like turn around and turn it right back on them.
I think at that point when you're being singled out, you have to like I think you should go on the offensive then.
Yeah.
But then he tried to go on the offensive and then just started laughing.
Well, the ref gave him an did he ever get a yellow card? He got an orange
No, he got a
card.
yellow card pretty early.
Okay.
And then he was walking around and like almost laughing like 100 times, and then the ref gave him an orange card.
See
So, like,
that's
you've done
why
too
I
many
like
times.
this is what I kind of like the show is that there's just like this ref that's just like whatever.
Yeah.
Suck it. You got an orange card. Like, oh, you're out. Sorry, buddy. I think he has the authority to
Yeah.
skip a color if he deems so.
I think if TJ had yellow cards, I'd be very into that.
Oh.
More
Well-
things in life need to use the soccer yellow card, red card thing. It's a very good system.
I don't think we should give those to Trump though.
No, definitely not.
Ooh.
So should we talk about the other? We're talking about the other person that got kicked off.
Bow tie.
But
guy.
bow tie guy did he even do any bits in the show?
I don't think so, but he was funny nonetheless.
Like, there's this. You're probably going to see this in the picture of the podcast. I'm pretty sure. But there's this dude just trying not to laugh so hard by like putting his top lip over his other lip and just like stretching his face out to like the maximum. It is great.
Wait, wasn't that the Band-Aid? Or not the Band-Aid, the rubber band?
No,
No.
I
Different
mean
one.
that was a
different
similar look,
thing.
but
Okay.
No. The rubber band thing is he took this huge rubber band and like made his lips all puffy.
Yeah.
By,
He
like-
was trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
And
They
he
were
was
doing it
trying
for the
to-
same reason.
Exactly.
A lot of people are doing these weird facial things trying not to laugh.
I did appreciate Rubber Band's guy commitment to when the ref came in being like, I was just making a funny face with the rubber band to make other people laugh. And
it's
he really committed to that line, even though it was clearly not true.
It's definitely great when people try to argue their case to the dude, and he's just like, "No, let's go to the tape." And then they just watch the tape, like, "Yep, okay."
Like, there's this one dude that laughed with the first initial three, and he doesn't look like he's laughing at all in the rest of the show.
Yeah.
He's just like kind of laughed, but didn't really laugh.
He kind of smirked.
Yeah,
was
and then he's just like stone face.
Yeah.
What was everybody's favorite bit? I have a
I already said my favorite bit.
I have one I loved, which is there's this guy named Anthony, and he keeps going around saying like, "Hey, I want to try this like move on you," and like 3 people refuse, and finally Bowtie says, "All right, just do the move on me," and Anthony like sort of does this thing as if he's like getting Bowtie into a position to like do some like fitness move or something where he's like put your hand on your hips and look down. And then finally his move is Anthony puts his head through Bowtie's like hole between his arm, just looks up at him and says, "Hi." And Bowtie almost laughs. This is when
That's when that face comes up.
So yeah, it's
it
like
was such a simple, good move. I loved it.
There's so much build up to it. He's trying to get like 4 or 5 different people to do it, and everyone's like, "No, you can't do it to me."
Yeah. I think to describe it is that he basically puts himself in a headlock. Like Bowtie has him in a headlock. And that's
It was like really weird because this is the start of the show too. And it's just like, what is going on? He was move, what? And they're just yelling at each other to like have this dude do this move on them. And I was like, what is going on?
It was just like very subtle. I liked it.
No, the move was great. It
Yeah.
was like the pre-move build-up was very weird to me.
True.
It's funny.
Yeah. So it's like a logistical thing I want to get into is that so when the ref deems someone has laughed, he hits this button and like all the lights go red. And it's basically then it's like timeout and everyone can laugh as much as they want.
Mm-hmm.
And they like review the tape and he gives out the cards and then he goes and he resets. But like between him hitting the button and the reset, you're kind of free to laugh. And then we would also think like the 3 strikes. Like, would it be better if it was like, no, it's 1 strike, you're out, and like there's no break. Even when the ref comes in, you've got to be holding on the whole time.
It would be over so fast.
Yeah.
I
I
feel
think
like.
that I just wouldn't be entertaining. So as the impractical pranksters, as one said it, they do this bit too. And it's just, I think it's much better when it's like number of laughs than like 1 laugh. Like it's just like over too quick. So I like that I thought there was just going to be a 2, like we laugh twice and then you're out. I think that would be fine. I don't know if I need 3 because I think that one dude was definitely in there too long. But
Jimmy?
Jimmy. So it's just funnier to let people laugh and like regroup. But I do think the show would be funnier if they couldn't laugh. Like there's no release. There's just like you have to stay stone faced the whole time. There's no timeouts. Although I think that the timeouts might come in for the commercials too. So I don't know.
That's true.
Since we don't get to see them. What's your favorite bit, Rob?
I don't know. The bit, I kind of like the bit where a guy just had a flag with someone's face on it and was just like moving the flag around and like trying to like put props on the flag. I don't know. I found that was like strangely entertaining.
That was pretty good.
So talk about the flag. The flag. Are you referring to like the one that they put down as like a tablecloth?
Yes.
Okay, this is a huge flag.
Yes.
Who was on that flag?
So that was Daisuke, who we thought was the host, but it's actually one of the guys like on the show. I think he might be the guy with the crappy hair.
I thought he was the rubber band guy.
That was my second thought. He was one of those 2 guys.
I thought the guy on the flag was dead.
No, they were making
it was a
fun.
joke. It was like they're joking that he
Yeah.
was dead or
They
something.
definitely said he was dead.
Right. They're like, this dude's dead. That's disrespectful.
So like is there a reason why they had a flag of him? Like is he the alpha comedian and they're like trying to get him, or is it just random?
I don't know. They talked about Daisuke retiring or something,
Yeah.
which sounded like less of a joke and more of a like thing he was doing. Like maybe this is his last.
I feel like with more backstory to these people, this
Yeah.
would be more entertaining.
Spoilers. I might go watch episode 1 and 3 and 4.
Like I wonder how popular these people are in Japan. Like are these guys popular comedians that in movies? Are they like? I mean, because I'm trying to picture the American version of this and like thinking about some of the people that like, could be in it. Like, and I'm wondering what the level of comedian is here.
Kevin Hart's in.
Kevin Hart's in.
Yeah.
So that
I mean,
is
he'd be out
top
so quick.
tier.
I think that we need like an American like 5-minute segment about like who these people are, instead of just like, here's this Japanese show. Like I need like the cultural magnitude of who these people are.
Well, to be fair, that might be what's in episode 1.
I don't think so.
What is in episode 1?
I don't know.
No, I think that's it. It's like intros of who these people are.
Maybe. I don't think that would be that entertaining if it was an hour show. Like I said, 5 minutes for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need,
5 minutes times 10 comedians.
I don't need. I'll give you 10 minutes, maybe 15. Like I don't need.
Whoa.
I don't need that.
I think Chris just wants someone to explain like where these people are in the Japanese level of the comedians.
Like I need,
right? Like he
like
just wants
I
to,
need
like,
a minute and a
translation.
half per person. Like this is the kind of comedy I do. This is where I'm from. This is how famous I am, and like that's it. Because like I want to know how what
Do you
kind
want
of
them to say
comedy
how
they
famous
do.
they are, or do you want like a reference point? Is like, oh,
I
this
just need
person.
I just need reference points. Like
Okay.
I had this problem while trying to watch the Magnificent Seven or Seven Samurai. I'm like, I don't know enough about Japanese culture to get what's going on between these 7 people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Harrison, what's your favorite bit?
So I think my favorite bit. So there's this one guy who was like pretty quiet for like most of the time and like pretty keeping it together. And then someone he's like, "I'll be right back. I'm cold." And then then he walks out of like the back area with this big puffy like winter coat and like bright red like track pants on. And like he already looks insane. It's like it's fastened like all the way up to his chin. He has this like big puffy hood on, and like he looks insane already. And like he's making this incredible face. And like so he's kind of like that for a little bit, and then at some point he just takes the jacket part of the jacket off, and it's just this puffy hood that's on his head.
Well, I think someone said, "Take that jacket off," and he goes, "Okay."
Yeah, and it's such a good reveal. And then he's just walking around with just like this puffy jacket hood on for so long, just smoking cigarettes and following around the dude in the bow tie.
It was
so good.
unbelievable.
The best part about that bit is that the bow tie guy. Like,
Yeah.
the bit's good, but the
The-
fact that the bow tie guy just like can't handle it.
And like that facial expression he was making was so good. It was just
He
oh
is
my God.
Yeah. Not to be offensive, but I'm gonna be probably.
Uh-oh.
He's got like a big face. He's got a big head, and like it looks really weird to
Well,
have this thing on him.
Somebody else with a
you know
bigger
who
head.
really has a big head in that show? I don't know if this is anybody's favorite bit, but the luchador guy.
Yeah, I like. I mean, I said my favorite, but I really
Yeah.
enjoyed the luchador.
That was like my second pick.
Yeah, I just really. I was surprised it only took like this bit was that they had this Mexican. This guy says, I started Lucha Libre last week. Let me come out and show you my masks. And he's like shirtless. He comes out in a mask, a regular mask. Then he comes out with like kind of like little hairy. There's like a weirder mask, and then an even weirder mask. And then like on the 4th mask, somebody just breaks down and laughs. I really wanted him to go like a couple hours just coming out with different Lucha Libre masks.
Oh man. I mean, do you think that he goes back to the well on the masks at some point?
I hope
Like,
so. I really
he's
just
got it.
I think that would be just a great like recurring bit through the whole show. It's just like him coming out with the weird, super weird masks.
Like if he randomly disappears saying nothing, and then like 3 hours from now, if he just disappears and comes back out wearing that mask, he's gonna get somebody.
I was like that. Like I wasn't sure exactly what he was doing until like the first few masks. Like there wasn't really much reaction, and like just as I said, this mask thing doesn't seem to be working for her, and he comes up with another mask, and the guy starts laughing.
I
Yeah.
do think it would have been funnier if he just came out with a mask on. Like when you're not, I feel like the thing that gets me with the show is that like everyone like announces that they're gonna do a bit. Like, okay, I'm gonna go do this thing now. Like I don't understand. And they go to the room and they get some prop and they come back. Like just go do it and just have the surprise factor.
I mean, they didn't always do that. Like the guy with the lion mane.
yeah.
Like to me, it makes it funnier that people laugh at these clearly stupid things that like nobody should be laughing at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess there's just one thing. Or James, you get your favorite bit?
So favorite one is the mask guy, but not so much for the mask, but more for, and I don't know if this was an on purpose bit, but when he gets on the chair
Oh,
and like, acts like he's gonna do a wrestling move, and then kind of shifts his weight, and then the chair just breaks and he just eats it incredibly hard.
oh,
He
yeah.
almost hit his face on the table.
Oh,
It
I
was
think
so,
he wrecked himself on the couch or something.
It's no good.
That was definitely. I think I laughed at the most.
yeah.
And none of them did, and I was so proud
I
of them.
can't believe no one laughed.
Everyone in
at that.
that room was like, "Are you okay?" Like, with shocked face. And then everyone in this room was laughing hysterically, and the host was laughing.
Yeah, the host was like not concerned at all for this guy. He's just laughing away.
He's like, what? No one's actually injured, right? And the guy's rolling around the ground.
Right.
You're like,
So, like, do you think there's like a cultural thing here where, like, you know, we're all sitting here in America and we laughed at this guy hurting himself or what looked like he hurt himself, and they're just legitimately concerned that he actually hurt himself?
No,
Well, no, the
Or
host
they
laughing.
just know.
I think
I don't
they
know.
were. I think they were all prepared to like not laugh at whatever he did. Like they like slapstick comedy. This is very up their alley.
Yeah.
So
I
just
guess they're just expecting that kind of stuff more than like. I definitely wasn't expecting the chair to break. I thought he was going to
no.
jump off the chair or
Yeah.
something.
Just to be clear, he wasn't trying to break the chair, right? Like that was
don't know. It
not
didn't
a
seem
planned
like
part
it.
of the bit.
Unless
I
he,
don't know.
so like, if there's something where we didn't see him bring out that chair, like from the back, like this is it.
It's a
If this
prop
is
chair.
his prop chair, like then I could definitely see this like crowd not like being surprised.
Right. They're like, oh, yeah, he brought that chair out. Surprised it broke. Like, who knows? I have no idea.
Like,
I'd like to think that it was on purpose that the chair broke.
so I've fallen, like a chair's broke on me, and I definitely got real hurt.
Oh,
like,
I'm sure.
so, I mean, I fell on some stuff, so that's mostly what I got hurt on, but like, it's not, it has to be something that you train or something. Like, you can't just like, oh, fell on me, I guess I'll go get my other Lucha Libre mask. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like that
Well,
would hurt.
He was on his feet though, right? When
No.
it fell.
He was standing on top of the
He was
chair.
trying to jump and he like fell.
Right, but I'm just saying like that's different than when you're sitting on it and it falls.
No. I was standing on the chair too.
Oh, okay. Why?
Chris was trying to do a wrestling move in his lucha libre mask.
Like, I was trying to put something up and I was standing on a chair because the only thing I had and it fell. Like, so I'm saying is like, when I fell, like, this is legit. This thing happened to me. I was definitely hurt.
Chris did what
Ooh,
this guy
no.
did.
Got
Oh,
it.
man.
That's
Chris
why I'm
was on
like,
the show.
This dude just coming out later. Like, he must have had some sort of plan, I think, to do that. Anyone got any other minutia they really want to go over?
Well, we got to talk about the intro of this show.
Oh,
right?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
The best intro ever on this show.
It's got to be the best one we've seen.
It's so good.
Like, I don't even know what's in the contest here. Like, who put her Married at First Sight? Like,
Yeah. I'm not sure that I can even remember any other intro now.
Who can, like, explain this a bit?
All right.
I
I'm
don't
trying to think
even
of how
know.
to do it, and I got nothing.
So there's like sort of two guys who look like they're about to do a street fight type thing. And then like I don't really remember what happens. Some guy does something at the other guy, like does a weird hand move. And then you get a zoom in on guy two's skeleton and you see like he's kind of holding in a chuckle. Like you see his teeth moving up and down, and then you zoom out from the skeleton. He starts laughing, and then he just explodes.
like,
it's also very cinematic. It's
Yeah,
like very,
it's very
dark.
stylized.
it's like
It's very stylish. It's very good.
it's super, super dramatic. It's basically like one dude like does this like really funny face kind of thing, and it just explodes the other dude because he laughed so much. Like, yeah, it's great.
And it's all to, like, insane EDM music. And like,
Oh, the EDM.
I might want to just go watch that intro again.
The intro is great.
we
I
should
agree.
definitely post a link to the intro.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we'll link to that. We'll link to the episode. It's on Amazon. So
There you go. It's
just
worth it for that.
watch it. I guess the other minutia I think we should bring up is the next time on.
Oh, that next time on.
my
I had a
God.
really good snap of this, but like, there's just like somebody the rubber band guy is back at it, and he like rubber bands some dude's butt, and you're just like, what is
And
the
not like a
context?
not
butt.
his butt, his butthole. It was a next level shot. Like
What is the how does this happen?
There seems to be there's a lot of pants off comedy routines.
Oh,
coming
yeah.
up.
there was like some other one where like it appeared that some dude had a big piece of fly paper and he stuck it to the
the
guy's junk and just ripped it off, like something like that, right?
Yes,
It was
that's what it looked like.
Anthony. It was the guy with his pants off, and it was just like,
I think this show is trying to answer Chris's favorite question: would the show be better if everyone was naked? We'll find out.
well, the one dude said as he was leaving, he put this. They asked him what his props
Oh, yeah,
were.
bow tie.
And he was like, bow tie guy, and he's like, "Oh, I got these sunglasses." And he's like, "What are you gonna do with those?" We're like, "I was gonna come out with just the sunglasses on." So
I have a question about the next time on. After you do that, would you reuse that rubber band or would you throw it out or wash it off?
You got you gotta wash
Just
it
like-
at least.
you gotta watch.
Does it come up or does the guy just like use it again on his face?
I think
he
I think
puts
it's part of the comedy bit. You don't wash it and you try to get people to
You
laugh.
just deal with that pink eye later.
And then he just rubs that thing all over his face.
Sure.
There you go.
I got one more small minutia thing of so it was kind of interesting that you could hear like the host in a separate room, but they did something with the audio where you can definitely hear the host laughing at stuff they're doing when no one in the room is laughing. And at times I found it kind of confusing. I was like, wait, who's laughing? Why is like that? And it's like, oh wait, the host's laughing.
I kind of liked it. I see what you're saying. They definitely did that. It kind of felt like we're also the refs. Like we're like involved with the show, even though we're like not. I
Yeah.
don't know, like this like camera in a camera kind of situation.
It'd be nice if there were a little picture-in-picture of like the ref, so you know it's him laughing.
Yeah, the picture in picture would be good because they have
I
to have it
don't
cut
know.
back to him.
Yeah, I don't know.
The ref also has an audience behind him that we never really get to see. I want to know more about that.
How do I get there?
I would be really curious to see how the show would watch if the host judge guy had like a partner there, because like there could be a little podcast within the show, a little bit of banter, like, ooh, looks like that guy might be starting to laugh. What do
Yeah.
you think?
Well,
Kind
Ooh,
of.
yeah.
I was actually going to ask, would it be better or would it kind of break the real time if there was a cutaway to a podcast to discuss things
Yeah.
that were going on and then it cuts back to the show?
But I think you could maybe do it real time.
could
with
maybe
the
do real
host.
time with the host.
Yeah, I
That's
think
true.
sort of a sportscaster type situation would be great.
So the host has his like podcast panel and he's like, oh wait, hits the button. I got to go hand out some red cards. I'll be back.
Yeah,
I think you just had.
I think this is.
Call it a day.
I think it works well how it is. I see what you're saying, but this is definitely like event TV. I think this is 6 hours real time scheduled on some channel, and the,
Oh, you think
like,
they're just rolling this thing like?
I
as
think
it's
this is
happening?
real time.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
man.
like, when you watch
so it's
n-
just like the big Saturday thing or something, and like everyone's just hanging out, getting some food, and watching these people try to laugh. Or
Well,
not
if
try to
you
laugh.
watch Ninja Warrior,
Yeah.
like the Japanese version of Ninja Warrior on G4 or whatever back in the day, that was all done in one day. That was real time like event in Japan, and
Dude,
they
I feel
split
like
it
watching
through a bunch of
American Ninja
episodes.
Warrior, or Japanese Ninja Warrior, or just Ninja Warrior. I don't know, whatever.
Well, there's this.
Watching in real time, I feel like would actually be like quite fun. It's like it's just like, oh, this thing's gonna happen. Oh man, I saw that dude earlier.
It's
This
like-
is a second run.
It's like
what's gonna
watching the
go?
Olympics, kind of.
Right. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think that that's just more of a thing. So I think the way that we're watching this, it's most likely in real time with like commercial breaks or like some stuff content edited out probably for this broadcast. But the initial broadcast, it seems like it would be in real time.
That'd be all. I mean, that'd be the cool way to do it for sure.
You get that kind of like sports atmosphere to it.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting news. There are 5 seasons of this.
Oh,
one,
man.
One aired April 2018.
Wow.
Oh,
Are they
man.
all on Amazon or just season one?
I
on
don't
Amazon?
know about that.
This
I-
might not be like the like fifth season. This could be like season 3 or 4. This is the American.
Could be a great British
Amazon.
baking show
a
situation.
lot of the like interviews made it seem like this is the first time he's done the experiment.
Maybe. Also, the interviews in the show were also really cinematic. They were
Oh.
also like the intro, and they were really good.
Mm-hmm.
Bowtie, part of Bowtie's goodbye is like he says, "Nobody laughs as much as I do." Like I'm. Oh wait, no, it was a different guy. nobody laughs as much as I do in real life. I'm the only person who laughed all the way through Forrest Gump.
I think that was Jimmy actually.
It might have been Jimmy.
But yeah, we laughed really hard at I'm the only one who laughed all through Forrest Gump. You should have used that in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we got the ratings.
Let's do it.
All right, James, give it to me.
I don't think I should go first, but if you want me to, I can.
No, it's fine.
So I'm gonna rate on Everyone's Parade. I absolutely hated the show.
Okay.
I know that you all really seem to enjoy it, so we'll see how the ratings go. I don't get it. I don't think it was funny. Didn't enjoy my time spent with the show. I think a lot of it is just I don't really care for prop comedy, slapstick humor, and just sort of dumb shit happening. And the first half of the show just really pissed me off. Like, was it the Jimmy guy with the Sailor Moon outfit? He was super annoying. And then you combine that with just a bunch of people yelling about stuff. And I don't know, like I really like the Japanese language, but like this is so abrasive and just all these dudes yelling in a language I don't understand. And I just like immediately got a headache and was like, I can't handle this show. So anyways, sorry to rain on the parade and hate on it, but it's definitely bottom third, number 9 on the James scale. Terrible show. We'll never watch it again.
Bottom of the bottom.
Damn. No,
Sorry
I
to be the
mean,
downer.
Hey, that's
James,
okay.
you're welcome to your opinion, and I understand completely.
Yeah, I mean, if you like prop comedy, those things, like, hey, go for it, give it a watch. Like, if you don't like those things and you feel anywhere like me, like this show's not gonna do it.
So what I'm hearing is you don't want to go to the Carrot Top show this weekend.
Definitely not.
Okay.
I mean,
How about that Gallagher show?
he's working out a whole lot, or I'd say I'd punch him in the face, but you know.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to be hanging out with Carrot Guy.
Carrot guy.
Would Carrot
Practical-
Top and Gallagher be on the American version of this show?
Like
Yeah.
They're the only prop
This-
people that I'm aware of. So
I know that we started the ratings, but like, can we talk about who we'd want to see on the show from like American comics?
yeah,
Like,
let's
we'll
go
let's
through
go
ratings.
through
okay,
ratings.
okay.
That's the after.
Okay.
Give your
Okay.
rating.
Go.
Yeah, I mean, show's definitely good. I think this is probably going to be middle third, maybe kind of towards the top of the middle for me. I'm interested in watching another episode of it. Like, I definitely give the next episode a shot and kind of see how it's going. But certainly liked it. I liked, as I do in some of these competition shows, I like some of the strategy behind it. Some like whether you're on comedy, offense, or defense. I kind of like some of that stuff. But yeah, no, it's a good show.
I think a lot of James's gripes are totally legit, and despite that, I'm throwing it in my top third, bottom of the top. Jimmy was fucking unbearable. I'm so glad he's gone, but he really dragged it down. And prop comedy doesn't really do it for me, but I still found this show really funny, and I bet you like the later episodes probably get really intense joke-wise. Like they're probably holding on for their best stuff for last, right?
I hope so.
So I'm in between. I don't know. I
Just
think
say
it's,
middle of the middle. It's fine.
It's a really hard one to rank, actually. I think.
I think it really is. I think I'm going to put it in the top third. I'm going to agree with Max in the bottom of the top third. I think that if you remove Jimmy from the show altogether, it might just be middle of the top, but like Jimmy definitely brings it down. And I think going forward, the show's just going to get more and more intense, which really intrigues me.
Yeah.
So like I'm definitely like more interested in watching like as the show progresses, and maybe I don't really want to watch episode 1, but I do really want to know who the hell all these people are. So maybe I do think it would make it it would be even higher up on the list if they gave me more context to who these people are, which I can't blame them for because we didn't watch the first episode. So maybe they did and we just didn't watch it.
Fair. So we started the show, and again, it was very weird. I didn't really get it, but like by the end, like when the next time one started rolling, I was like, "Wait, that's it? There's no more?"
Yeah.
And I definitely was like, "Oh, I'm kind of disappointed there's not more." So I think somehow or other I was definitely in.
It
and
really
so I gotta
turned
put
it
it in the
around.
top.
Oh man.
Going top.
I'm going top.
Damn.
I can't really explain. Like when James, you said, well, if you like prop comedy, you like it. And I was like, well, That's not why I liked it, but I definitely liked it for some reason. So I'm putting it in the top.
As I said, as we were talking about, like when they just do try to make each other laugh, the other people laughing is what's funny or not laughing. That's the funny part. Like sometimes it's funny what they're doing, but not really. Like I'm not really laughing at their bit. I'm like laughing at the other people trying not to laugh.
Totally.
I also definitely want to see the Americanized version of this show.
But the thing is, America won't do it right. America won't do like
Probably
a
not.
6-hour event. They'll just be like, no, we gotta have a house. It's gotta be like 3 weeks. It's gotta be like blah, 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 blah. Like,
I don't
I'm
think
just
you're
like,
getting any kind kind of decent.
No, they're
celebrity
just-
comedians,
but they're gonna
Yeah,
take this-
it's a celebrity Big Brother situation.
yeah, they're just gonna take this premise and just like
bastardize it.
it to enough that it's like not the same premise anymore.
The comedians are Carrot Top,
Oh.
Johnny Bananas,
Wow.
and Meta World Peace.
God,
Well,
like,
they-
and that would be what would happen. It'd be something like that. And you're like, damn it. This
Well,
is
NBC
horrible.
does have that comedy reality show. At least they used to.
Last Comic Standing.
Yeah.
right? I've never seen it.
Was it the same format as the show?
That show was good.
No. I watched like the first season and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was a
But
good
it was
show.
just like 10 comedians fight to be the best like stand up.
I think
It's-
if they rebooted it, but it was this formula, like the name's good for this.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean that would also be really like what do you call it if you don't you can't call Last Comic Standing anymore.
Call it Documental.
Documental.
But like, what would happen in the show, like an American version of the show, where like you got like legit good comedians? Like I don't know, you
Like-
pick some of your favorites. Like me personally, I'd be like, I'd love to see like Aziz and like Amy Schumer in here or something, and then like name some others and like just see what they could do.
The person that I'm picturing being on the show is very clearly Will Ferrell, and I think that like he
Yeah.
like his style of comedy would like he would be incredible to watch on this kind of show.
The plums bit,
The plums. the
the Will Ferrell's plums bit,
Definitely,
pretty
people
good.
that have been on SNL definitely have a good advantage.
It would be cool to just see like the current cast of SNL just do like some YouTube stream that is just this for like
Yeah.
some day that they're at work.
I would definitely I think that they should do that.
I think you're
it'd be
onto something.
so
I think
easy
that,
to
like,
execute.
SNL season finale, just this like 4-6 hour event where like
No, they wouldn't do it for the season. It's just some random thing in the middle of the season. It's just this thing to like
Yeah.
promote the
They
rest of the
just
season.
stream it on YouTube. It goes for 4-6 hours, whatever. Be great.
I think it should be on NBC. Just
Sure,
like,
sure,
just put
sure.
it on TV.
Sometimes it's hard for NBC to carve out a 4-6
fucking
hour
Saturday.
block.
They're not
There's
having
nothing
anything
but
on.
shit on anyways.
They'll put it
knock
on-
off some of that other bullshit.
They'll put it on CNBC. It's fine.
CNBC.
The thing is, it's just like a once a year thing. It's an event. You like.
yeah.
I think you get a lot of people watching.
I mean, Comedy Central would put on live TV.
I don't know. Fucking NBC can name one other NBC show. I bet you can cut it.
Name
right
one-
now.
But, like,
any other show.
just-
Why
doesn't
not put
matter.
it on like Amazon? Because this was on Amazon
well, we're
or
just talking
Netflix
about
or something.
We're talking about SNL.
Oh, if it's
which is
SNL,
on
yeah, I
NBC.
guess it's
So
got it.
like,
Yeah.
I agree. Other networks would be better about it, but like, we're talking about SNL. It's on NBC.
That is true.
yeah.
Oh shit. So this formula is called You Laugh, You Lose. And I just Googled You Laugh, You Lose. Will Ferrell versus Mark Wahlberg exists.
Oh man.
That'd be great.
We got to pause the podcast.
Pause and stop the pod.
Oh, there's one with John Cena.
Oh no.
Yeah, but this isn't like 10 people.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
like
no,
1v1.
this is 1v1. But Will Ferrell's in.
Great,
Yeah.
great.
Maybe that future Who Put This On episode. Maybe
Oh.
who knows? Even though it doesn't seem like a reality show, it's just 1v1.
Yeah.
When is it a
Understand.
game show? When is it a reality show?
It's true. This is kind of a game show.
It's a competition reality.
It is
show.
very documental.
He said it. I
I
don't
mean,
think it's a game show. I think it has enough non-game show things.
It also has testimonials, key trait of reality shows.
and like they don't know the rules. That also like helps.
Bunch of people locked,
Yeah.
locked in a house with cameras.
It's kind of like poker too. Like
It is
you-
kinda like
You
poker.
put in money and
It's the
you know,
buy-in. Yeah, it's definitely.
And there's been bluffing and trying to get people to yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm having a real hard time coming up with this comedian that I think would do well on the show.
Like you're thinking of someone, but
Yeah, I
the
can't-
name's escaping you.
Yeah, it's like the really angry dude that was in
On the
Lewis
Daily
Black?
Show.
Lewis Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad we all
I was
we all
just
knew
like,
from the really
I was
angry
like the
dude.
really angry dude. somebody's gonna get
Oh,
it.
yeah.
But, like,
I went to Gilbert Gottfried on that one.
He was on Celebrity Apprentice when we watched it, right?
Oh.
He was.
Oh, no.
What?
Green
don't
flag.
bring
Great
that
times.
up.
Oh, man, I know.
Every time you like remember this, yes, stop. I don't want to remember it.
It's so bad.
Anyone? I think that wraps up our documental talk.
Calling it.
Good recommendation, Kay.
Anyone?
Okay, I hate you now.
Anyone watch the challenge this week?
Oh,
You got
yeah.
a brief challenge update, maybe.
Definitely watched the challenge this week.
Drama episode.
It was a big time drama episode.
It was a hell of an episode. I
Yeah.
really want to get Chris's take on this episode because I guarantee you didn't like it.
Oh yeah.
I put it on while I was working, and I was glad because I didn't really want to watch it. It was nice. Like sometimes when you do that, and the challenge is like a lot of challenges, you know, I get kind of like I'm not really watching it, and I miss it. And I kind of missed this challenge. Like I started watching midway through. I'm like, what are they trying to do? And I didn't know. But the rest of the episode, I was just like, yeah, whatever. You can talk about your drama. And I'm like, whatever. But I do like, after watching a season and a half now, to have like a season where there's like a different dynamic where everyone has a team, which is like a team dynamic, definitely changes this game up a lot.
Yeah, because the past two seasons have all been individual ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
So-
the team thing been done before? I can't remember. I haven't
Yeah.
watched as many. As
It's so I mean
some folks on this pod.
they've done rivals episodes. So that's
like pairs of twos again.
basically this season is like Rivals 4, but they're calling it the Final Reckoning. But like they've had other rival seasons where you're paired with your worst enemy kind of thing. They've had Battle of the X's where you're paired with your ex.
Who do they pair with Corey in that case?
Just
everyone.
It's just one big team.
It's like an 8-person
Oh, that's right.
team.
Corey is not in the season.
Corey's not in the
It's
season.
unbelievable. There's people that are not in this season because there's so many people on this show right now.
It's a
Oh,
ton
yeah.
of
It's
people
like
on the
40
show.
people on this show.
Does Bananas have a partner yet?
Bananas does have a
Yes.
partner,
I can't believe that Tony is Bananas partner.
and it's
It's-
Big Tone.
Oh,
Like
Harrison must be
Tony
so
is-
excited.
Oh yeah.
Tony and Bananas are just way too good at like the actual competition.
It is definitely not a balanced team. Like they're about to run through people. I think
but they're also the
people are
heavy
gonna
favorites,
and people are
so-
definitely gonna gang up on them early and try and get them out. But they're really dominant. They got to be.
Do you think that they're the favorite or Brad and Kyle? After
It's-
seeing that first challenge out of them,
It's. I think it's still got to be Bananas and Tony.
just for the all-around game.
Brad and like neither Brad or Kyle have ever won a challenge.
Sure.
I mean,
I think that the Tony Bananas drama is manufactured.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
So like I think they're still buds, and it's hell for most of the people on the show, except for those like a handful of people, and that includes Tony and Bananas.
Yeah,
So
like-
are you
Conspiracy
saying
theory on
you
this one.
think they're gonna win?
I think they have a very, very good chance they're gonna win.
I feel like the challenges this season are probably going to be like set up so that less strong teams, like pure human strength wise, still have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, like it's definitely interesting because there are
Like-
all guy teams, there are all girls teams, and there are mixed teams as well. So like, they have to be a little bit careful about how they design some of the challenges.
Yeah, but the producers of the challenge have never been good at that. So I wouldn't hold my breath on that.
Sure.
Another show.
Wait, before. Last time you left on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
That two people were kicked out, but you didn't know what was going to happen to their partners.
Yeah.
Resolve
So TJ ended up kicking out the people that got in the fight, and then the two partners paired up and made a
So
team.
now they're a
together.
team.
Now they're a team. Yep.
How's Crazy Kaylee doing?
Crazy Kaylee is still crazy. There's like all kinds of stuff keeps on coming up in the show about crazy things she's done. Like apparently she outed Natalie as a lesbian in an Instagram comment in between the seasons. Like there's like a bunch of crazy stuff that like she's been doing. That like she hasn't been particularly crazy on the show, but like
Yeah.
everybody hates her because like she's been doing all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
She's
Wow.
definitely not as crazy as X on the Beach UK.
Yeah.
But she is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I guess one thing before we move on, as I was about to, is I still don't like this Redemption House thing. Like they keep pulling it back, and it's just like there's too much time wasted on this for impact in the actual challenge.
I love the Redemption House.
You're an idiot.
I'm just saying, I just think that it just adds another level of complexity and strategy to the game and gives people another thing to think about. Like, even like last season when there was no redemption house, it was in people's minds. They're just like, do you think there's going to be a redemption house?
So like, okay.
Yeah.
It's fine that there's a redemption house.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
I just have a problem with how much airtime the redemption house gets.
Yeah.
I get that completely. Like, if it were only challenges about the redemption house and like they kept it pretty short for the social part, I'd be down.
Like, if there was like at the end of the episode, people get kicked off, then there was like a 2-minute segment about them going to the challenge house, the redemption house, and be like, this is what happened on the redemption house, instead of just being like,
Yeah.
let me move over to the redemption house for 2 minutes, and then next segment, let's check in with the redemption house for like the one person that might have a chance of winning this thing.
Yeah. I mean, like, I do think that, like, one of the reasons that the redemption house is interesting to me is that, like, it is a completely different type of challenge there. Like, it is a situation where these people are sitting around with no information and nothing to do and only alcohol in the house. And like very small amount of people there.
Only alcohol.
No, that's what it seems
There's no
like.
food.
That's what it seems like. They're in every shot they're drinking this crazy green looking alcohol.
it looks straight up like antifreeze.
Yeah, it looks insane. And like, we saw this a lot more in the last season that they had a redemption house, but like the people in the redemption house just slowly started to go crazy because of the situation. I thought that was interesting. So we'll see what happens this time.
Maybe. Anyway, James,
Yeah.
tell me about this other show that came back.
Oh, we talking about Floribama Shore again?
Yeah.
Did we? I thought we talked about it last week.
Did we talk
but,
about it too much?
I mean, we talked about it briefly, I thought. But yeah, Floribama Shore season 2 back on the air. I haven't seen episode 2 yet. But yeah, Floribama Shore airs on Mondays on MTV.
Got Floribama Shore Mondays, Challenge
Challenge
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays, Jersey Thursday,
Podcast Wednesdays.
Jersey-
Podcast Wednesday.
Yeah,
And who the hell knows what happens?
our
Friday.
whole week is filled with
listen to
reality
podcasts
TV.
on Thursday.
This podcast
or
has
whenever
ruined
we
my
po-
nightly activities, Chris.
whenever we post podcasts.
Podcast is taking over my
So
life.
I also popped on Floribama Shore while I was doing work today.
Oh man, no episode 2 big spoilers.
Does Chris
I'm not
work?
I just don't. I'm not really liking the season that much, to be honest.
The first episode was kind of a rocky start.
Courtney, is like,
She hasn't peed yet.
she's just too much drama for this season at this point, and I don't know. It's just not as fun.
Yeah,
That's all.
that was kind of the vibe I got from episode 1. Hopefully, it gets a little better.
Better.
I kind of want to see them just like. I think what was great about season 1 was when like they just get real drunk and they go out partying and they end up in like some crazy cheap dive bar in the Panama City beach area and like just nuts things happen. People try to fight them and stuff. I don't know. That was like the most interesting parts to watch.
Yeah, not these drama. Who touched my bag?
Right. Not them fighting with each. Like it's like okay, like whatever. Agree. Hopefully, it's not too much of that.
Yeah. Anyone got any other show they want to?
I started watching Succession, the new show on HBO. So
Ooh.
I saw the first episode I think on Sunday night, and it was pretty good. I definitely enjoyed it. Definitely gonna keep watching it. Seems interesting.
Seems dark.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
sure I'm really in for these dark.
It is.
shows.
It is very much like a, it's a show about these people, this giant media company. It's kind of like a show about like a Rupert Murdoch type guy, and it's very kind of feels very kind of Trumpian big
Sounds,
business kind of situation.
Sounds heavy.
Oh yeah, it's good. No, it's good.
the
It's
word I
good.
would use.
It's good.
heavy.
Heavy hitter.
I've been slowly making my way through. Speaking of heavy, Handmaid's Tale season
Oh.
2.
Oh, yeah.
boy.
Real
How's it
heavy.
going?
It's heavy.
Pretty heavy.
Like you can only watch one a day, and then you're like, okay,
That's what I was-
need to walk away from that.
What number episode are you on?
I think I watched 9.
Oh,
So I
you
got-
and me might be at the same spot.
I got
We'll
a
talk
few left.
off the pod.
Okay.
That's what I told Harrison when he said he watched the show. I'm like, if I was gonna watch something heavy, I'd probably watch The Handmaid's Tale, but I can't even do that. Like I'm on episode 0 of season 2, so like I haven't even started it.
Yeah, but it's good, but it's definitely it's no Jersey Shore in terms of being a fun romp.
In the world.
I think it might be it might have been fun in retrospect to like. Do you watch a Handmaid's and then you immediately follow it up with a Jersey Shore chaser? That might be a good way to
Yeah.
work through it.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
definitely done exactly that.
Isn't
Well-
what's his name? DJ Pauly D coming to town at some point?
DJ Pauly D is coming to town.
You think we can get him
It's-
on the pod?
Well, his show's sold out, so we're not sure we're gonna get in the show.
No, just have him come be a guest on this pod.
We should tweet at
We
him
should, yeah.
from the Who Put
tweet
This On
at-
account.
Yeah, we gotta.
Can you imagine if Pauly D was here?
I don't
great.
even know what we would. What would we do?
I think we'd play Stack Cup at least.
On the pod.
We just get him to DJ for us.
Let's just Facebook Live that. Like,
Yo, he
Oh,
can
yeah.
teach us how to use this mixing board.
Yeah.
it's true. All right. Well, I think that's it for us this week. Please rate us on iTunes. You can find us on facebook.com/whoputthison. You can find us on Twitter at whoputthison. Please email us questions and suggestions at whoputthison@gmail.com. And we'll see you guys next time.